the walk, now talk the talk. Mantalk. You walk the walk, now talk the talk. Mantalk. You walk the walk, now talk the talk. Mantalk. Mantalk.
Hi everyone, and welcome to this episode of Mantalk, where we guys sit around and talk about those issues that affect ourselves. None of this Ellen, Oprah, Dr. Phil rubbish. Here it's a show by men, for men, and about men. We have regular guests on the show. We have our own segments on cooking, car repairs, you name it. And of course, other than myself, we have our panel who I'll introduce to you now. On the left, we have our panel beater and spray painter to the stars, Adam Feld.
Hey.
In the middle, we have chef from the Ibis Hotel here in Sydney, Cedric Kinnear.
Hey.
And on the right-hand side, we have four-wheel drive extraordinaire, Leslie Charles.
Good day.
Okay, so our first segment is where we take letters from you, our audience. So without any further ado, let's get underway with our first segment, which is Man Bag. Man Bag. Okay, time for our Man Bag. Here's our letter from one of you in our vast listening audience there. Dear Mantalk, I've got a great dilemma going on. I'm dating this woman and I treated her well, I was kind to her, I bought her flowers, I opened the car door, and next thing you know I find out that she cheats on me, and she told me it's because I wasn't man enough. I'm sick to death of being nice to these women when all they want is a bad boy to go out with. My question to the Mantalk panel is, should I never be nice to a woman? And do women ever want to have a nice guy like they tell me, or do they really just want a bad boy deep down? Okay, let's go to our panel. Cedric, do women want a nice guy like we hear them say, or do they really want a bad boy?
Well, I'm back in the dating scene again, and I went on to a dating site, and every single woman on that dating site I looked at, their profile, and it always says, I want a nice guy, walk on the beach, barbecues, going to the movies. I choose 10, and out of the 10 I might only get one, and out of that one, as soon as
there's only one. What do you mean out of that one? What do you get, half a woman? What do you mean out of that one?
out of the 1 out of 10, sorry, out of 1 out of 10.
So that one,
right, goes on a date with you, you're nice to them, walk on the beach with them, and then all of a sudden they just knock you down and say, no, sorry, we don't want a nice guy.
Why do you think they don't want the nice guy? I've had some women say that it's because the nice guy can't be, he's not easy enough to dominate. They want a challenge. Is it true women want a challenge, which is why they want the bad boy? What do you think, Adam?
it's all what they want now, right now. So right now they want the bad boy, they want the excitement. And as things move along, they want the bad boy to become the nice guy. We're the same way. We want the bad girl straight away. We're all the wildness. And as things go along, we want them to become nice and settle down.
Lady on the street and a freak in the bed.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Les, what do you think? Do women ever want the nice guy? Do they all want the bad boy? Or does it depend what time of their life? What do you think?
They want the nice guy, yes, but at a latter stage in their life to console them. They say that the nice guy is too predictable, it becomes boring too soon. The bad guy gives them the excitement, the adrenaline rush. But whenever the bad guy decides to dump them, who do they turn to? The good guy.
Yes,
as
to
a source of
repair their
refuge,
little heart.
to console them.
Yeah, and then they get bored. The one thing I use, they go with the nice guy, they get bored, and then they start, getting wandering on.
As soon as they've recovered, right, because of all of the TLC that the good guy gives them, they go back straight to the bad guy again.
So treat them mean, keep them keen, or is that not
Treat
really
them
the
mean,
case?
keep them keen to get started, and as things go along, you change your ways.
So what we've discovered here on our panel is start out pretending you're a bad boy even if you're not, and then slowly change over time. So be the bad boy at the start and ease your way into it. Okay, it's time for us to move on to our news story. It's time for Mantalk News. Mantalk News. Okay, Mantalk News. This article comes from actually the United States, in Michigan, in fact. Over in Michigan, there's a man who's facing jail for reading his wife's emails. He actually discovered that she was cheating on him by reading the emails, but rather than her getting in trouble for it, he's now facing jail for breaching the Telecommunications Act, and he obviously has, broken into her password and read her account. The question is reading someone's email if you think they're cheating a criminal offence? Is it okay? And For example, do you leave your mobile phone sitting there on the counter so your partner can read your text messages from people? What do you think? Over the panel, Adam, what do you think?
He shouldn't have been locked up or get in trouble or whatever, because he's in there. Him and his wife are married, so they should have access to each other's accounts and things like that, and there should be nothing that should be hidden from each other. So obviously she's done the wrong, now he's paying for it, which is wrong, completely wrong.
Well, his wife's now filed for divorce over the incident, and in fact, I know Les will love this, that as part of the divorce settlement, she's asking for more money in the divorce settlement due to the lack of trust from him reading the email.
Well, she's the one that's done the wrong to start with. He only found this out by mistake.
Well, a study in America, in fact, has shown that over 45% of divorce cases involve the partner being caught sending emails to someone else. Cedric, what do you think? Reading your partner's emails, jailable offence or not?
Not actually, because like on Facebook, you send messages to friends, and that's exactly what the situation is over there. Is all she read was he read was her message. He shouldn't be jailed for it.
So what we've learned from this is if you have a Facebook account, let anyone be your friend except your wife or your partner, because then they'll know who else are your friends on Facebook. Les, what do you think? Do you think it's something that you should go to jail for, reading your partner's emails, or is it just part of being in a relationship and, you know, if you're not sure on your partner's trustworthiness, it's okay to look it up?
Well, to a certain extent, it's a breach of personal trust, but by the same token, right, if one partner is being unfaithful to the other, right, that is why all of these private detectives exist, and I'm sure they would readily admit that their clientele, it doesn't exist exclusively of men. Most of the time it's women that hire them to check on their men. Isn't that similar to, a guy looking at a woman's email, she needs to know, similarly the guy needs to know.
Yeah.
But oftentimes crime and punishment, you find the punishment doesn't suit the crime. In this case, okay, the guy, maybe he should not have ventured into her email, but nevertheless she did the wrong thing in the first place. And you would find out, why does the guy have to pay for something that she initiated once again? It comes back to the original subject. When a guy does something, he pays a lot more grievously than the woman does for doing the same thing.
Well, there's our panel's view. I actually hired a private investigator to watch my wife one time, not to see if she was cheating, but just to see where she was while I was. Anyway, on that note, just kidding everyone, don't send any letters in. If you are, send them to mantalk@hotmail.com.au. We'll be back after the break with David Wygett and his advice to guys on relationships and how to get that woman of your dreams. We'll see you after the ad break. See you shortly.
Man talk. You walk the walk, now talk the talk. Man talk. You walk the walk, now talk the talk. Man talk. You walk the walk, now talk the talk.